Hello, everybody. Let me check and see. I think my audio is fine. Hopefully, I don't have things up too loud, so where I'm picking up double. Looks fine. All right, here we are. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm ready. So I'm trying out new overlays to see what I like. So things might look a little bit different to you guys. So, but I'm happy. I'm happy with the new overlay we got going on here. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. Let's see. Do I have anything I need to sell? Let's go over here. Anna's here.
So here's my pitch. Welcome.
Why don't I remember Anna being summoned here? I don't remember. Okay. I don't know if I paused in the middle of something or why she's here, but okay. Here we go. Built some gold.
I don't know.
Go down here to the training ground.
Time to work you into shape.
All right. Acquire class. Let's see. All right, that looks good. Train. Ferdinand, you've already mastered your class. Yeah, so I don't need you over here. Gaspar. Cynthia and Marianne, you both mastered your classes. All this. Like, Balthus was already there. Manuela already. Yeah. You know what? I won't even mess with that. It's just gonna take forever. Level up. We'll put Linhart up to 30.
I think I'm improving.
There we go. Linhart's at 30. We'll let's see here. We'll move Ash up to 30.
You have to be strong if you want to.
I don't think I did his paralog yet. That, and I want to try to keep people close to the same level if I can, in case I need to use them later for anything. Or want to use them later. It's weird having a level 18, so we're just going to level him up.
Death grows distant.
I want to do my part.
There we go. I wonder if we get an award for leveling up everybody. Like having everybody at whatever the max level is.
I'm making my muscles proud. I am still far.
So is that everybody at level 30? I think it is. Yeah, let's go. Everybody's level 30. And then we got Shez over here, who's level 40. Almost level 50. Yeah, level 47.
Can't wait to see how you do.
Alright, let's go over here. And before we hop into battle, we're gonna view the support. There we go. And I just realized, test, there we go. I wasn't even moving there. Oh wait, it says locked. If said something was locked, I would think, oh, Edelgard, okay. Here we are.
The tea is delicious, and though it's not quite sweet enough for me, it has a lovely aroma.
Ah, you noticed. Yes, I added some rare rose nectar.
That explains the unique flavor. I rather like it.
As the saying goes, the richer the nectar, the richer the time spent with your companion.
Yes, and it goes so well with the treats that... Hmm? Oh no! We've eaten them all!
Sadly, I fear that is all we have. Sweet treats are rather difficult to come by in these dark times. But if there is anything else you desire, I will endeavor to provide it.
If there are no more treats to be had, I feel our tea is complete. Good day.
Wait, stop! We may not have treats, but surely there are matters on your mind you might like to discuss?
No. Again, good day.
Lysithea, I know you do not want to talk about it, but I am aware of a certain anxiousness on your part when it comes to joining the common folk.
I don't know who you heard that absurd idea from, but it's certainly not true. It's true that I seek to become a commoner. So when the war is over, I intend to relinquish my peerage and live peacefully with my parents. But anxious? Perish the thought.
Yet you must be wrestling with serious matters indeed if you are willing to surrender your title. And you must have at least some unease about what sort of life a commoner leads. From what I hear, every noble who is descended in status is suffering, without exception. If such a future awaits you, it is surely just cause for a concern or two.
You speak of fallen nobles who had their ranks stripped for one reason or another. I'm surrendering the trappings of nobility because it's what I want. Don't lump us together.
I see. Well then, if I might raise a final point. What if you become a commoner and live a life which transcends the barrier between the two classes? You have experience as a noble of some quality, and it would be a terrible waste to see that buried once you join the proletariat. You would bring a unique perspective to your new position, and you could use it to change this world. The nobility will certainly listen to any suggestions you have to improve the lives of the public.
Yes, it's all a very pretty thought. But it is meaningless for me. It's the duty of nobility to worry about what is best for commoners and the world at large, no? I can no longer accept responsibility for things in Fodlin. All I can do is be close to my parents and live out what life remains to me in peace.
Lysithea,
Your tea was exceptional. Thank you.
Interesting little support there. Oh, Marianne has one too. Okay.
What a wonderful meal.
Hey, you've still got some food left. You don't want it? That Ogma Wolverine meat's super hard to come by, you know.
Oh, I don't really eat meat. You can have it.
Don't mind if I do then. You know, I always feel strangely energized after eating this stuff.
You look so pleased to be eating it.
If not every day I get to hear you laugh. Did I look funny or something?
No, it's just that the look on your face made me feel happy.
Instead of just watching other people stuff their faces, maybe you'd enjoy trying some yourself?
I am perfectly content just watching.
Huh. Well, Anyway, it seems like you've gotten more comfortable eating with me, Marianne.
I have. When you told me not to act like someone I'm not, at first I didn't know what to do with myself. But I still thought I could learn something from you. And as I talked with you more, I just got used to us eating together.
I see. Then why not branch out and eat with other people too? Mealtimes are a great opportunity to make new friends after all. Making conversation and sitting around the dinner table go hand in hand. That's how we ended up friends, right? It might be a good chance to get to know someone else. What's wrong?
I'm sorry, it's just... my adoptive father said the same thing to me once.
He did?
He often criticized me because I avoided other people so much. He said that, as the heir to House Edmund, I must be at least somewhat sociable. But he never bothered to understand how difficult it was for me to do that.
But you managed to make friends with me. I'm sure if you keep at it, you'll be able to overcome any difficulties.
Maybe you're right. But I don't think it's a good idea for me to get involved with too many people.
Why?
I only bring misery and misfortune to anyone who gets too close to me.
That's not true at all. Why do you even think that?
It is true. I know it.
Okay, if that's the case, then how's it possible for us to be hanging out right now without any problems?
You're right. I should have been more vigilant and kept some distance between us. But you're so kind and I just like being around you. I'm sorry. I'll stay as far away from you as I can from now on. I should go.
Hey, wait, Marianne! What am I gonna do about her?
Oh, poor Marianne. I can't. Oh, let's see. I can't wait to see where that support goes. Oh, it's actually pretty interesting to me. All right, let's look at the
Which
strategist.
battlefield are you headed to?
Oh, hey, the three characters who I don't use at all. Wait, we're going straight from camp into battle? What in the world? Straight from the there's like there's nothing in between it. This is so weird to me. Okay, I guess we're gonna be doing the parallel. An attack on a group of mercenaries turned bandit sheds light on the truth behind the tragic death of Raphael's parents, an incident that has long waited on Ignaz's mind. Okay, yeah, I'll do. Considering it's literally the only battle I can do in between the story.
Ignaz Victor reporting, Your Excellency.
Yes, come in.
Greetings, Your Excellency.
I think you're supposed to say, forgive my intrusion.
Right, yes. Forgive me, Your Excellency.
Listen, Ignaz, I may have a title now, but you and I are still friends as we have always been. All this formality is starting to make my skin crawl. Please, just treat me the same as ever you have.
Oh, right. Of course. Anyway, what do you need?
You've no doubt heard about the bandits who appeared in Gloucester, yes? The ones who were supposedly former mercenaries.
They've been around for a while, right?
Yes, my men have been searching for their base for some time now, and I believe they have finally located it. I took the opportunity to look into the provenance of these bandits anew, and it seems they were indeed a mercenary band, one in the employ of my father.
I see.
For some reason, they have abandoned the sellsword life and fallen into banditry.
But why would they do that?
I do not know. I attempted to discuss it with my father, but his only concern at present is finding me a proper spouse. When I ask, he evades me and changes the subject.
Yes, that's quite the conundrum.
Regardless, I cannot ignore these bandits, especially if my father had something to do with them. Thusly, I have decided to deal with them myself, and I was hoping you might join me.
Of course. I'm a knight of House Gloucester, after all.
Good. Oh, and as it would be a rather tall order for the two of us to take on a gang of brigands alone, I have called in some additional support.
Hey, Lawrence. I came as soon as I could.
Just once, I wish one of my acquaintances could split the difference between absurd formality and dire nonchalance. I am a count now, you know.
Wait, so are we not friends because you're a count?
No, what I meant to say is...
Look, enough with the titles. I'm a busy woman, so let's get moving already.
I will have you know, a noble is nothing without their... Oh, never mind. I asked you here because I need your help dealing with bandits in my territory.
That's it? Well, sure. I'm happy to help.
That was easy. I suppose it does indeed pay to have some true friends in one's corner.
Sure does. Besides, if just you and Ignatz try to do it, you're gonna get kicked into next moon.
Have you ever considered not saying the first thing that pops into your head? The two of us could easily handle this matter. I am simply being prudent. Also, these are not some run-of-the-mill ruffians, but rather highly trained former mercenaries.
Right, the old mercenary to bandit career path.
They have some connection to my father as well, so I would like to uncover what we can in the process.
You got it, boss. If we fight and win, I'm sure some info will turn up on your old man.
I am not certain I follow your logic, though I suppose it would be the preferred outcome. Now then, we should be off. With my subjects in peril, there is not a moment to waste. We will depart as soon as you are ready.
I'll take my payment in meat, please.
I shall tell the kitchen to prepare a ham.
Gotta love Wrath. Alright, so we gotta route the bandits. Okay, I could do that, yeah. I use none of these characters except for Radiant. But it's a good thing I leveled them at least.
Hear me well, you fell brigands.
Alright.
I, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, stand in judgment before you.
So, not to be a jerk, but when you stand up and scream your name like that, it prevents us from launching any kind of sneak attack.
House Gloucester has no need for such dishonest trickery. If our foe is asleep, we kick out their pillow before the battle begins. Firstly, let us deal with the bandits outside the base. I shall not permit you to wreak any more havoc within my borders.
Alright, there we go. Outpost captain taken care of.
I've got you. I've got you.
There we go. Get out of here.
Say, Lawrence, why don't you hang back and let us handle this?
Do not coddle me. I am more than capable of holding my own against this pack of curs.
There we go. And get out of here. I don't know what happened with the camera angle there. There we go.
Now it is. There is nothing I cannot do.
I think this will. I'm going. I think this will. I'm prepared to see this through.
All right. Get there. Fight.
There we go. Give me a thief.
Now that I think of it, we're near the place where Claude's grandfather met his end, aren't we?
Indeed. I think you are correct. Could this group perchance have some connection to that most unfortunate incident?
Yeah, right.
There we go.
That is enough for the soldiers outside. Let us proceed to attacking the base. By the good name of Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, you foul marauders shall terrorize my subjects no longer.
Gloucester, let's get out of here before we get beaten to a pulp again.
You let these folks go, you'll just cause more trouble somewhere else. Let's track them down.
You yourself are a former mercenary, yes? Pray point out everyone you recognize.
Let's finish this!
There we go.
What do you think?
You do realize that not every mercenary knows each other, right?
My mother and father died not too far from here. That was a long time ago now.
They were merchants, yes?
Yeah, they were traveling with the old Duke Regan and got attacked by monsters. All right, here I go. There's nothing these monsters.
Now it is my turn. There is... During the period when my father employed these mercenaries, monster attacks were a rather common occurrence in this region. And these monsters took the lives of both the former Duke Regan and Raphael.
There we go.
Pay attention, Lawrence. If you keep staring off into space, some bandit's gonna run up and conk you on the head.
Yes, of course. I must focus on the battle at hand.
Gotta love Astro. There we go. And get out of here.
That should be all.
We can't give up the front. Let's cut around back.
There is something strange about the enemy's current movements. Perhaps they have another escape route in mind?
Gotta get the gold. Whoa! Wait, I failed?
They got away!
That was quick. I have to... What happened? That was really fast. I don't think I've ever failed before until now. So wait, I like almost have to have... Come on, Chaz. Come on, Chaz. Get moving. Move your booty. Let's go. There's like no way I can make that. Oh, I don't need to change the game's difficulty. I'm so far away from it. Where's Lorenz?
None shall surpass me.
Lorenz is a heck of too far away. I'm definitely not getting there. Oh my gosh.
No, they got away!
I am way too far away for that. Let's try it again with Chez. I'm going. Yeah, that is literally too far for me to get to.
They got away!
There's no possible. How is that a checkpoint? Oh my gosh. I have to start over. That's dumb. Oh, hang on, chat. I gotta handle something really quickly. Okay, I'm back. So that was dumb. That was beyond stupid.
Hear me well, you fell brigands. Ah! Now it is my turn. There is nothing I cannot do.
I think this will go well. I'm prepared to see this through.
All right, here there.
I, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, stand in judgment before you.
So, not to be a jerk, but when you stand up and scream your name like that, it prevents us from launching any kind of sneak attack.
Gloucester has no need of such dishonest trickery. With our foes asleep, we kick out their pillow before the battle begins. Firstly, let us deal with the bandits outside the base. I shall not permit you to wreak any more havoc within my borders.
Say, Lawrence, why don't you hang back and let us handle this? You like that?
Do not coddle me. I am more than capable of holding my own against this pack of curs.
There we go.
Now that I think of it, we're near the place where Claude's grandfather met his end, aren't we?
Indeed. I think you are correct. Could this group perchance have some connection to that most unfortunate incident? Yourself are a former mercenary, yes? Pray point out everyone you recognize.
You do realize that not every mercenary knows each other, right?
That is enough for the soldiers outside. Let us proceed to attacking the base. By the good name of Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, you foul marauders shall terrorize my subjects no longer!
Gloucester, let's get out of here before we get beaten to a pulp again!
Alright, so
All right.
You-
Here I go.
go over
There's
there.
nothing these muscles can.
I think this will go
You,
well. I'm prepared
there.
to see this through.
Now
you,
it is my turn.
go right there. And Radiant is going to make her way
Let these folks go.
up
They'll
here.
just cause more trouble somewhere else. Let's track them down.
There we go. Like that.
My mother and father died not too far from here. That was a long time ago now.
They were merchants, yes?
Raph, what are you doing?
Yeah, they were traveling with the old Duke Regan and got attacked by monsters.
Alright, Radiant should be able to handle it, so we're going to do all out offense on that one.
When my father employed these mercenaries, monster attacks were a rather common occurrence in this region. And these monsters took the lives of both the former Duke Regan and Raphael's parents.
Pay attention, Lawrence. If you keep staring off into space, some bandit's gonna run up and conk you on the head.
Yes, of course. I must focus on the battle at hand.
Alright, take this keep. We're going to depend on my allies to defeat that last bandit.
All right, that should be all.
We can't get out the front. Let's cut around back.
Alright,
Now
Lorenz.
it is my turn. There is
Attack
nothing
that
I
dude.
cannot-
All right, here I go. There's nothing these muscles can't.
I think this will go well.
There's something strange about the enemy.
I think this will go well. I'm
Current movements. Perhaps they have another escape route in mind?
You know what? Radiant's going to go down this way. Oh, wait, never mind. Lorenz has that. Alright. Get out of here.
They're trying to get out the back way. After them.
Yeah, no escape.
Oh, nice. Ignat's got two of them. Boom.
It's funny how you're like a real knight now, Ignatz. You used to be so scrawny.
I think everyone looks scrawny compared to you, Raphael. We stopped them.
You? The Count? Where's your father, you little brat?
Retire. I am the Count of Gloucester now.
Don't say. In that case, I'll have to take my revenge on you instead.
Alright, I can defeat them.
He seeks vengeance against my father. Whatever was driving these people?
Too easy. Take you all on.
We'd be lost without you.
There we go. There's one. Level that. Yeah, let's go.
Not bad.
Let's go, Shaz. Two.
I am troubled by this development. But as the ruler of this domain, I must do my duty and eliminate these bandits.
Hey, there's ballistas.
This is awful. We have to do something. Say, Raphael?
Keep quiet and fight, Ignatz. These guys are serious business.
Oh, my awakening gauge just ran out. There we go. Get out of here. No, I should probably just stop the ballista. Get that side quest done. There we go.
Splendid! We have the advantage. Accept your defeat.
Oh, and the last one's way up there. Okay. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. Alright, up here. There we go. Get out of here, thief. There we go.
Noble's tired of beating us up yet. It's not
Wait, you claim my father betrayed you?
used us and threw us away like trash, he did. Then he tried to make us disappear so as to sweep it under the rug. Still in the fight.
There we go. Yeah, get out of here. That's how we do it.
Just kill me and be done with it already. At least that way it'll finally be over.
I would speak with you yet. I need to understand what has transpired here.
We did it.
We won!
Meat party when we get home, and Lawrence is buying.
You all go on ahead. I must speak with the bandit we captured.
I'll have to go back and S-rank that on my own time. I'm just happy I got it done at this point. Considering the fact that I had to restart that because it said I was too far away. Or didn't say I was too far away, but I was too far away from the objective it kept trying to get me to do.
There you are, Lawrence. That took so long, I thought maybe that bandit general got you.
We had much to discuss, which I will share with all of you now.
Did you uncover the reason for their grudge against your father?
Indeed, as we suspected, they were once mercenaries in his employ. At first, they were used in the ways one might think, keeping villages safe, guarding the border, and so on. But one day, they were given a very strange order by a supposed envoy of my father.
What was the order?
They were told to threaten any merchants heading toward Regan and force them to turn back.
Yeah, that's a weird one, all right.
The mercenaries felt the same and balked at the idea of raising their swords against unarmed merchants. Instead, they decided to chase a pack of wild monsters into the merchants' path and scare them that way.
Sounds like a good way to get everyone killed.
Indeed, you see the matter already. The plan worked, at first. Then one day they caught wind that merchants were approaching and loosed monsters on them per the established method. An ordinary group of merchants would have simply run away and lived. But one among this group drew his sword and began to fight. This was Lord Godfrey, who at the time held the title of Duke Regan. He fought valiantly, but ultimately in vain. Sadly, he perished along with the merchants he had hoped to protect.
Merchants that included Raphael's parents.
So the former Duke Regan and Raphael's parents all died because of your dad, Lawrence?
So it would seem. I am terribly sorry, Raphael. Please, accept my apology in my father's stead.
Hey, knock it off. You didn't do anything wrong.
As it happens, my parents were meant to accompany Godfrey that day. But they had a scheduling conflict and recommended that Raphael's parents go instead, which means...
Not you too, Ignatz! Look, everybody. Kids aren't responsible for what their parents do.
Lawrence, do we know for sure that the order came from your father?
I was wondering the same thing. Your father was always protective of the nobility's reputation, and it seems strange he would do something so sneaky, and so anti-merchant besides.
Based on what the bandits said, I suspect it was someone from our house acting alone. By the time my father realized what was happening, the culprit had vanished, along with any hope of ever sussing out their true motives. Only the mercenaries remained, and my father had no choice but to punish them.
I bet they didn't care at all about what happened behind the scenes. Far as they were concerned, their employer betrayed them.
But I don't get how any of this has to do with you right now, Lawrence.
A feudal lord is responsible for all that happens within their realm. Therefore, anything left unresolved by my father falls by necessity to me. I would also like to pay appropriate reparations to both you and your family, as is fair and proper.
But I don't need anything from you. I can take care of my family plenty well on my own. Besides, I made my peace with what happened to my folks a long time ago. You can't change that now. All you can do is stir up a bunch of old, painful memories.
Yes, but still...
But nothing. I'm done talking about this. I'll still take my reward for beating up the bandits, though. Meat party, remember? You promised me the finest ham in all the land, and just thinking about it's got me drooling.
This does not sit right with me. What should I do?
Less talk, more ham. And you better have enough for me and Ignatz, too.
Meat party, meat party, meat party.
Right.
Very well. In that case, I shall arrange for the finest spread of meat the world has ever seen. I stake House Gloucester's very reputation on it.
Meat party,
Now
meat
that's the
party.
right thing to do.
Still feels a little weird to leave it like this, but I guess this is for the best.
Meat party hype. Hey, Sophomore John, it did. Thank you so much. I tried to edit my my little goals down there to show you for like the latest tipper kind of thing, but it wouldn't let me do it whenever I tried to edit it. Let's see. I think it's interesting that we only have like, we don't have any battles between the story and our base here and like the parallel. I thought that was interesting. So we can just like hop straight into the story here. Let's see. Recommended 33. So I should be able to do it just fine. It just seems weird, but we're gonna hop to the story. Let me take down my overlays to be safe. Let's see, is chat taken down too? It looks like it did. Yeah, it did. Okay. I should probably read that. Edelgard's army returns to Enbar, hoping to recuperate from the fatigue of the recent string of battles. Little do you know, your respite is to be brief indeed. Awesome. Oh, I don't know if I should be worried that it was all question marks or not. I think this is going to be a very interesting chapter.
I'm glad we have returned to Enbar. It's far warmer than the kingdom, for one. How are you doing, Your Majesty? I hope you've been getting some rest at least. It seems you never stop working unless someone physically pulls you away from it.
I've been getting more rest than Hubert, at least. We're here in the gardens, chatting, are we not?
Fair enough. And so I'm clear, even a sliver of your time is a blessing beyond all measure. Though I suggest you find a better point of comparison than Hubert for how hard you work.
Oh, well, thank you for stopping by, Sophomore John. Yeah, I don't plan on streaming too long today. I just wanted to do one chapter. I didn't realize I was going to be thrown right into it already. But yeah, I'll see you in just a little bit once I get done over here.
This is the part where you nobles all crowd around a table slurping on tea, right? Seems like a good enough way to unwind a bit.
Tea? I wouldn't mind were it just myself and Her Majesty, but... What's happening in the throne room?
Hubert, what's wrong?
Intruders in the palace, Your Majesty. They entered through one of the secret passages and are even now attempting to hunt you down. I sent soldiers to intercept them, but we should be prepared for anything.
Do you think it's those who slither in the dark?
I know not, but they could not have breached that passage without assistance from the inside. Though there are only a few who know of that passage and would be capable of acting as a guide. Your Majesty, might you kindly step this way?
Hubert, do you really think she would do that? Were you trying to annihilate me as well? Thanks to you, the assassin made their escape.
As though one of your paltry skill would have caught such elusive prey in the first place. What matters now is that we give pursuit. All trespassers must be felled without mercy.
That was a very interesting cutscene, and I am happy I took down my overlays before it. I almost want to keep my overlays down for this cutscene, or for this part, just because of what happened. I could persuade Jameer. Yes. Okay. Let's see, persuade Jameer, and sure, I'll rescue Edelgard, I guess. Okay. Take out Linhardt for
I'll
Lysithia.
handle this.
Take you out. Definitely take you
Send
out.
the flower to battle and watch it bloom.
Take you out for
I
Mercedes.
can do this.
Take you out for Marianne. Okay.
We have no
Lysithia.
time to waste.
Wow, I have a bunch of mages with me. Okay. And fight. Yes.
That was Shamir, which means the attackers.
They must be the Knights of Ceres' assassins. We must protect Her Majesty with everything we have.
Stop the enemy incursion. Seal up those entry points before reinforcements arrive.
Lady Edelgard, I must ask that you remain in the throne room where it will be easier to defend you and predict enemy movements. And as your protection will require my full attention, I will remain here at your side.
It was careless to be allowing assassins inside. We must exterminate them with much haste.
There we go. There's one of them. And there's the other one. I liked that cutscene a whole lot that we saw with Shamir. That was pretty dope. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was really cool. Oh, I should probably order people, huh? Alright, who's this up here? Hubert! Oh, I didn't realize there was a passageway right there to the throne room.
Shall we?
Mercedes,
Let's give it a
go
shot.
handle that.
Please, excuse me. Is this okay? You can count on me. I'll do my... Let's take it down at once.
Ouch. Astra!
Stop the attack.
Peace, good intruder. I assure you, I'm no fighter.
Says the wolf in sheep's clothes. It's short, whatever. Where's the Emperor?
Let us take them by storm.
There we go.
Good. Just a little more and we'll retake this section of the palace.
I'll use this.
Hold up nice and safe until they came barging in.
There we go. Get out of here, Fortress Knight. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Vent Tornado, thank you for the raid. I have no idea why my alerts aren't going off. But thank you so much for the raid, man. How's your stream? I can't, my camera angle, there we go. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that there was an ad. You gotta love Twitch. I thought I had those disabled. How's your stream? Thank you so much for the raid, man. Yeah, I hate that Twitch put that ad there. I don't know why they did that. It's frustrating. Shamir.
You're not my target, which means you're wasting my time. They never know what happened. I can't waste another minute.
Slippery creature. Let's stay on guard.
Over here! More intruders!
Calloused teams with enemies. Crush them all!
Is there even one room I can be alone?
What did you stream, Ben? I can't remember what you were streaming earlier. It looked like it was Pokemon, right? Was it the Legends Arceus game?
The enemy is trying to seize the fire orb.
Oh, My Thought Island. It kind of looked like Pokemon, not gonna lie. Just a little bit, though. Well, I didn't see too much of it, so I have no room to talk.
That enemy poses a nasty threat. Dispatch her at once.
I'm going after this Swordmaster if she's moving quickly. Food sounds good.
now.
That was too close. We best stay on our guard, Your Majesty.
Oh, that's not the direction I meant to go. There we go. And get out of here, Stronghold Captain.
Enemy down. I can't take my eyes off you when you fight.
These aren't assassins. They're an army.
Yeah, right.
There we go. Get out of here. Yeah.
We'll take all the
Ferdinand got a level up. Let's go.
Everyone to me. I will walk you to the Emperor's hiding place.
I've got that.
No, that can't be good. He's going to use magic to send in attacks.
Alright, get out of here, assassin. Oh, there's another one.
I'm glad we took care of those reinforcements. The last thing I want is more work.
And get out of here, assassin. Alright. Let's go capture his keep down here. There we go. And this dude is out of there. Get out of here.
That takes care of the rat. Which leaves us with the true problem at hand. We'll not escape our clutches this time.
They're really keeping the heat on. All right, time for another approach.
Enough of this. It seems clear the enemy won't come out of hiding until I do.
That may be true, Your Majesty. But is it wise to place yourself in such peril?
Alright, let's go towards Shamir. I don't see any enemies with the key, but I've seen that chest down there the whole time. Yeah, the chest is right here, but I've seen no key at all.
Caught one. Do it.
It's a trap.
Here we go. That was cool.
That should do for now.
The skies were meant to be secure. I am doubly certain we have a traitor in our midst.
Catherine's here. Hello, Charlie Brown.
Brave of you to try and lure us out. With such courage will cost you your life.
How are you doing?
It seems Rhea is not playing around.
No mercy to the Archbishop's enemies.
There's the key.
We stand ready to warp the Emperor back to the throne room upon your command.
They've broken through. You must hurry to Her Majesty's side. Do it.
As you wish. Use the magic. A wise man is ever ready.
Doing alright? Oh yeah, this music's a headbanger. You guys can hear it much better than I can. I actually have to turn down the audio right now until I can get a better headset. Because if I have it turned up a little bit, so that way I can hear it better, it will actually echo on the stream. Because my mic will pick it up through my earphones. Which gets annoying.
It's truly odd to see you reach such heights of achievement.
But this music does sound really good, from what I can hear. I like it a whole lot. And I cannot wait to get better headphones down the line one of these days. So that way I can have a better mic, for starters. And then I can also, you know, turn up the game audio. So that way I can hear it like normal instead of having to turn it down so much. So that way it doesn't echo.
You're taking a beating, Catherine. But don't worry. I've got your back.
Couldn't hurt.
Strange, Shamir. I heard you quit the Knights of Saros, yet here you are.
Someone's done their research. But yeah, I'm just another mercenary now.
Then fear nothing. Come work for us, and we will spare Catherine's life.
Yeah, I'm 49. The drums are insane. I agree.
Don't listen to him, Shamir!
Warriors music is always nice. So when you combine it with Zelda music and Fire Emblem music, dude, it's the best. You think this is insane? Wait till we get to Age of Calamity. I was doing a Let's Play of that for a while, but I have to restart it because it messed up a little bit. I just didn't save the VODs or anything. Wasn't too serious about it when I started it. But now that we're actually getting a following, I'll start playing more Age of Calamity.
need to fret.
There we go. Over the base captain. Oh, Cynthia, come here. Well, I guess Dorothea works too.
Mind if we pair up?
Let's go. Let's go. Super cool finish. That was cool.
I can't take any more of this. Kashmir, stand down and find a place to rest.
My own luck.
I'll handle this.
Mind if we pair up? Enough! We'll do it together. I got you now.
Run, Catherine. I'm staying. Don't make me drag you out of here, Shamir. Go before I kill you myself. Damn it.
Welcome back, Ben.
We have a contract.
The threat has been quelled, but we allowed them far too much leeway. The situation calls for careful reflection.
Still, you saved my life, which means my path for the future remains intact. Thank you.
Hubert, did you hear? My father has
Vanished. Yes. We should have killed the dastard when we had the chance.
All I can say is that I wished my father to be tried fairly, as is his noble right. But now it is clear that will never happen.
I could excoriate you further, but we lack the time. We must get to the bottom of this, and quickly. The Knights of Seros descended on us with the fury I have rarely seen. In all that confusion, even a bear could have slipped away without raising an alarm.
I would not go so far as to call them conspirators, but my father had many old friends in the palace. Some may have turned a blind eye. They should be found and questioned.
I agree. That is one possibility. Though there is another. Yes, well, now that we have a fugitive on our hands, I intend to make full use of it. This situation affords us a chance to remedy another.
If that is the beginning of a scheme, Hubert, you do a terribly poor job of veiling it.
It is no concern of yours. Not yet, at any rate.
Right. Lovely. Well, so long as whatever you're planning has Edelgard's blessing and will be of aid to the Empire, I will brook no complaint.
All will be revealed in time.
And there we go.
Well, would you look at that?
And now we have Shamir too. There we go. Shamir is now playable. If I use a sniper in this playthrough, it'll be her.
The passage they used was sealed off centuries ago.
Yes, the palace floor plans failed to even show it. I'm shocked the church knew of its existence.
In the age of Seros, the Empire and Church were intimately related. It's safe to assume the Central Church took pains to retain its information from the time.
A shudder to think what other inconvenient secrets they might be privy to.
Yes, well, based on the scale of the attack, they must have seen this as their first and only chance. Ah, there you are.
They said you wanted to talk?
Yes. I believe I owe you an apology.
Oh, yeah? What for?
To be blunt, I thought you were with the enemy. I had you pegged for an informant, planted among us by those who slither in the dark. It was not an unreasonable assumption. You enter Her Majesty's life at the perfect time, allure her with your strength, and choose our house to study with. And oh, surprise! You have dark powers. It was all too much to dismiss as mere coincidence.
It was at Hubert's suggestion that I appointed you captain of our mercenary unit. He felt this would allow us to quietly assess your abilities and allegiances, and I agreed. I know I told you I did this because I believed in you and your strength, but the decision was somewhat more nuanced than that. I'm sorry.
The moment I got wind of this attack, I immediately thought of you. This is it, I thought. The traitor has sprung the trap, and now the Emperor's life is in danger. But instead, you thwarted the assassination attempt and kept Her Majesty safe. I was wrong about you. Deeply so. And for that, I am ashamed beyond measure. Pray forgive me.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Chat, what do you guys think? Should I accept it or should I demand further groveling by Hubert? Oh my gosh, seeing Hubert like this, that's kind of interesting. What do you guys think? Demand further groveling? Alright. See.
You know, I thought it was weird how quick you both trusted me, but this is seriously too much. Surely there was a better way than this to test me.
Perhaps. But I believe we made the proper decision at the time, given the facts at our disposal. I was not about to hang my head and apologize until I was certain it was safe to take my eyes off you.
That said, we owe you more than a logical explanation. There must be some way we can make this up to you.
You can start by trusting me. Or if that's not in the cards, have the decency to tell me you don't to my face. At least then I'll know where I stand.
I doubt doing so would have changed anything, but I understand the sentiment. We will attempt to be better going forward.
Be better? Really?
Hubert, why not just promise to be more forthright?
Because that might make me a liar. Let me speak plain. I no longer believe you to be working with the enemy. However, that does not necessarily mean the possibility is now non-existent.
I guess I did ask for honesty. But look, do you guys trust me or
That
not?
might make me a liar. So truthful, Hubert.
Or I do at least. So please, let us begin this relationship anew on solid ground.
Oh, Hubert, that was actually pretty funny.
It's now 1182. The great war Edelgard instigated has swept across Fodlan and looks more grim with each passing day. The Empire struggles to hold Aryan Road to the west and the Great Bridge to the east. The kingdom cannot bring western lands to heal. Even the Alliance must face changing times. The The Central Church sends the Knights of Seros to the imperial capital to assassinate the Emperor, but fails. Roughly half a year passes before the tides show any true sign of shifting.
So now I think we're like 2.5, 3 years past where we first started with the game, I think.
Scarlet Blaze. Shifting history. 5 months have passed since the attack on the Emperor, and 1182 nears a close. Though each army schemes, the battle maps barely change. But now, history is about to resume its course.
Today is a momentous day in Fodlan's history that people will mark for generations to come.
Then why do you look so conflicted?
I'm not conflicted, Claude. I'm just painfully aware of how much stronger I need to be. That's why I'm counting on you and the Alliance to make up the difference.
Hey, I've got feeling unprepared down to a science, so let's say we help each other out. If we work together, we can achieve what's best for both of us, right?
Indeed.
I have reviewed the terms, Your Majesty. All that remains is the placement of your seals.
Everything looks good to me. I'm especially glad we found a solution to the control of Murden.
You've done fine work here, Hubert. Thanks. And thanks to you as well, Holst. You know I'm not good at this sort of thing.
I've never known you to shy away from ceremonial affairs like this. But it is the most significant pact since the founding of the Leicester Alliance, so your caution was most prudent. I must admit, I was quite nervous. Thankfully, I managed not to follow it up.
You surely jest. You did your work masterfully, without batting an eye. I am truly impressed that Leicester's most valiant general is so well versed in diplomacy.
Don't be insulting, Hubert. Sir Holst is a duke. A man can be brave in battle and still know how to get things done. Take our Minister of Military Affairs, for example.
A man for whom the term looks can be deceiving was likely invented.
Speaking of Count Burgleys, where is he? I thought he'd be here so we could go head-to-head. We never did get to finish our battle.
I'm afraid the Count couldn't make it, but perhaps you'd consider my bodyguard instead? I'm certain you'll find the challenge to your liking. Is this your first time meeting, by the way?
It is. Well, friend, care to go around with me?
Yeah, I'll go around with you. Bring it.
This Holst character is the strongest man in Leicester. But is he as strong as the Ashen Demon?
Bring it, Holst. Bring it. Yeah.
Miss it for the world.
Come at me, bro.
That's what I like to hear.
I hope you mean later and not this very second. It would be a shame to get blood all over this nice paperwork.
Yes. All eyes are on us.
No, I was hoping to fight now.
We must make this a grand gesture and show our soldiers that Adrestia and Leicester have joined forces for a brighter future.
Well, let's get to it. As leader of all the lords and knights who sit at the round table of the Leicester Alliance, I, Claude von Regan, hereby swear this pact. Leicester pledges to work in harmony with the Adrestian Empire and do everything in its power to secure a peaceful future for Fodlan.
By the covenant between the red blood and the white sword that crowns the double-headed eagle, I, Edelgard von Hresfeld, hereby swear this pact. Adrestia pledges to work hand in hand with the Leicester Alliance to deliver peace to the land and secure a future for all its people.
The pact is sealed.
And now it is our job to uphold it.
Goodness, look how far you've risen. You're standing on the stage of history. I know you'll do great things. Yes, and greater things still.
Right then, we've got plenty of bright new faces here at the round table today. First, a brand new count ruling Gloucester. And Duke Goneril and Count Ordelia have decided that their heirs will sit for them.
Unfortunately, Lawrence and Lysithea can't join us due to their responsibilities in the Imperial Army.
I called you here to give you notice. The Leicester Alliance is assenting to the Empire's request and sending troops to the Kingdom front. Houses Regan, Gloucester, and Daphne will be supplying most of the soldiers. And instead of the usual route through Aelel, we'll be invading Fraldarius directly by sea.
You're staying behind, right, host?
Indeed I am. Almyra is still an unknown quantity, and we've no idea if or when Prince Shahid might stage another attack. And the same goes for House Ordelia. They've had more than their share of troubles on their border. We agreed that shipping their army away might not be the most prudent of ideas.
And that's all she wrote. You'll find the details in the document you've all been given. I wish the kingdom would see they're between a rock named Adrestia and a hard place named Leicester and throw that white flag high, but of course they won't. So good luck, everyone. I'm counting on you.
And so, the Alliance has agreed to bring their troops to bear and attack the kingdom from the east. At the same time, we will resume our invasion from the west using Aryan Road as a foothold. We'll subjugate the kingdom's lords one by one as we work our way toward Blathen.
News of the pact will doubtless have spread throughout the kingdom by now. Provided enough houses see the futility in fighting, we may be able to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. However, that is likely wishful thinking. We should instead expect the worst and prepare accordingly.
You think? Some of them already bent the knee to us once, along with Count Rowe. Wouldn't they jump at a chance to swap sides again?
An idea I am certain has already occurred to the king. Lately, we have been scrambling to reorganize, dealing with an attack by the Knights of Seros and negotiating a pact with Leicester. And during that time, the winds of purgation have swept across Fargus. In one fell swoop, the king has expunged most of the nobles likely to align with us.
Still, it's us and the Alliance against him, which means we've got the advantage. What's there to worry about?
The concern isn't that we'll lose, it's that winning might come at the cost of too many lives. What an utterly pointless, senseless thing to do. Oh, I find it all so very draining.
Whatever our intent, we're the instigators here. We can't expect the enemy to do anything less than defend their land with tooth and claw.
Speak for yourself. If someone invaded my territory, I'd hand over lands and titles on a silver platter, especially if I had no chance of winning. There is truly no other noble like you, Linhard, and perhaps no person at all for that matter. Regardless, we must proceed with caution. When people think someone is after what they possess, they respond with fear, even if the thought is all in their head. In the eyes of the people of Fargus, there is no limit to what evils the Empire might visit upon them.
My father started saying he can't sleep because he's scared the old church is coming to Garrett Mach to kill him. From the sound of my mother's letters, he's really shaken up.
Remember that the kingdom has much coldness. We must not forget to be bundling up like people of the snow.
Our
Petra is always ready for what lies ahead. I wish I had better understanding of your Fodlan ways, so I could be giving more assistance to everyone.
Don't worry about it, Petra. With all the different factions in this thing, even we have a hard time keeping it straight. This almost seems so backward compared to the way things were in Brigid.
In any case, the battles ahead will be more brutal than any we have yet fought. Keep a vigilant eye out for both yourselves and each other. That is all. Dismissed.
Guess things aren't gonna be so easy anymore. We're under some real pressure to win.
There we go. Hubert reminds me of Antiques from the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I've never played that series. I'll have to look up a picture of him. Hey, I got a new class for. Oh my gosh. Let's try. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Master classes. Yes! What am I doing? What am I doing? Master classes. Master classes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
Time to work you into shape.
That sounds a-okay, Charlie Brown. I'm actually going to end the stream here in just a few minutes after I'm done doing a few more things. First, oh my gosh, master classes. Wait, it said, wait, how do I get the master seal? How do I do that? This looks so cool. I missed. Like a goofy murder mystery. It's kind of what it seems like. Then I heard that there's like this clown girl that the internet's obsessing over. Something crazy from that game, I think. I don't know. Something weird. I've seen a lot of things on Twitter about it. Something about some sort of clown girl from that game, I think. I need 2 Master Seals.
Can't wait to see how you do.
Master Seals. I want the Master Seals. Oh my gosh. That looks so cool.
Yes. Shall we?
Battle suggestions. What's this? Battle suggestions. At the start of each chapter, your allies may offer you battle suggestions. When a suggestion is implemented, the ally who made the suggestion will have boosted morale and increased support points with you. Oh, that's cool. If you implement a suggestion, its effects will last until the end of the chapter. You can check the effects of an implemented suggestion by selecting Camp Info from the pause menu. Oh, that's so cool.
I have a strategy.
Suggestions. Focus on developing flexibility to improve sword techniques. Effects slightly increases the class experience gained with training. We'll still, yeah, we'll do this.
Just leave everything to me.
Yeah, because I use swords quite a lot.
What do you think?
Hey!
Oh, there's special accessory. Your unique action ability will be overwritten with that up to unit who gave you. Oh my gosh. So freaking cool. So basically, I can give Shez's accessory. I am going to think very, very carefully about that. Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Allow me
me to assist with any matters regarding the facilities.
Training grounds. What I want to do. Masterclass, elite training. Yeah, I want to do the elite training gear in the lavish. Let me go over here. That's what I want to get.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army.
Oh, I don't have enough stones. No. How do I...
Everything has
Awesome.
its use.
Wait.
Supplies are the... Everything has its use.
Allow me to assist with any matters regarding the facilities.
Did I just get the wrong thing? I think I did. Only 6 more elite training gear.
May be of further service.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army.
Oh. I want 3 more.
Everything has its use.
Yay! Oh, you know what? I kind of forgot to. There we go. Bring the overlays back. Oh, that's test. Okay, there we go.
Allow me to assist with any matters regarding the facilities.
Yay, master class.
Let me know if I may be of further service.
Now, how do I get the master seals? I want master seals. I want master seals. Ah.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
I want master seal. I want a master seal. Give me a master seal. I want it. I need it.
I carry a little of everything here.
Oh, yes.
You've got an eye for quality, friend.
I'll take those.
Hope to see you again soon.
Time to work you into shape.
Alright, I really want to see what this class is. The Ashura. A mercenary who carves a path through the battlefield, wielding 2 swords and magic while drawing upon their mysterious power. Bro, that looks sick.
Another tool in the belt.
She looks... Oh yeah, that looks badass. Let's go. The Edelgard looks awesome. Love the look, Edelgard.
I always strive to improve.
Let's go. Yes. Back to the yes.
Can't wait to see how you do.
All right, let me get a heads up on what this next thing looks like. Because if it's just like the last one, then I'll do this chapter. If not, then I guess I'll call it.
Which battlefield are you headed to?
Oh, it's not. Okay. Definitely not. So there's no parallax, okay. So, let's return to camp.
Make sure you're ready.
I guess I will, you know, oh, wait, there's reports. There you go. You know what? I will leave that for the start of the next one. I think we're going to end the stream here. You know, nice, short, sweet stream. I'm getting pretty tired. It is pretty late. And I'll pick back up tomorrow with where we are leaving off tonight. Let me see who's live. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Sophomore John might be live. No, he's not. Let's see. There's like nobody live. Shio. We'll go raid the great Dr. Shio. If you guys would not mind sticking around for that, I would really appreciate if you guys stick around for the raid. We're gonna go raid a friend, Dr. Shio. It looks like she is playing. What is she playing? I cannot tell. She's playing something. I can't tell what she's playing today. I feel so bad. But we're gonna go raid Shio. Yeah, thank you for those of you guys who came hang out with me tonight. I've had a lot of fun with you guys, and I'll be streaming more Fire Emblem Warriors probably tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. Have a good night, everybody.